Rip. You want to be with me? You want to create something with me? Just for the laughs and the ha-has. Okay, I won't be on long, so hurry up. $10. All right. Go ahead. All right, guys. While we wait for Zed, symmetry tool. Let's create some things I had an idea for. Merge something people can wear around the beds. I need to find music to put in the background. DMCA free lo-fi, I guess. Honestly though, not a big fan of lo-fi. Never been a big fan of lo-fi. I can't really jam with it. Oh, I forgot it goes upside down on your guys' screen too. My bad, OG. I didn't mean to fuck your father. You guys excited though? It's Spider-Man Day today. Yeah, Spider-Man. Spider-Man Day. Sorry, I'm not saying much, guys. Waiting for my bud to come back. I'm not trying to get too far in this little project without somebody else.
Alright, bro, I'm back.
Welcome back, OG. How you doing? What are you wearing?
Thank you, thank you. I put some pants on, dude. I go grab myself a tea, green tea.
I can never get into tea. I want to, because it seems healthy. Because I'm too addicted to coffee.
And I wouldn't say that much better. Unless you're drinking like hyper caffeinated coffee, it's not that healthier.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's mainly a form of hydration. You know, because coffee and tea has huge percentages of water.
I did not know that. I mean, I didn't think they'd be the same when it comes to health wise.
No, they're about the same. It's just caffeine is just a little bit worse, you know.
But everybody
But
makes
not by
tea seem, or at least in America, they make it seem like tea is like such a healthy alternative.
that's just propaganda, bruh.
Goddamn American school system, bro.
Yeah. Okay, dude. So, what we're working with? What's the main premise?
Okay, I drew some stuff up while you were gone, because I was just gonna work on an idea I had when I was walking my girl to work today.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe we can build off that or see what you think. Let me just finish drawing this little quick sketch. Can you see what I'm doing, making?
Yeah, I'm looking at your stream and see what you're making.
How delayed is it?
I would say like a 10 seconds.
10-second delay? Okay, not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah, let me finish. Whatever. So basically, I had this idea that I wanted to make like a story based in the real world, right? Just like a lot of animes are, but they're always just based in like Tokyo or Japan. But I wanted to create something that was based like here where I live in Seattle, like instead of New York, which is like the only place where comic books take place in. You ever notice that?
Yeah, I guess just because of the popularity, dude.
Most definitely. But I wanted to create something that was like based over here, and I also want to do something with like monsters and people in suits, because like it's always fun to draw people in suits, and it's super easy. So something I could draw quick. So I had this premise that what if there was a world where every time at like 7 a.m., 3 p.m., 11, right? Is that 1624? Every time throughout those days, a portal opens up in the sky, and a giant hand comes out and pushes out monsters. And these monsters, when they get announced, they're announced like a difficulty, right? So it could be like, actually scratch that. I don't want that. Basically, it just pushes out monsters at 7 a.m., 3 p.m., and 11 p.m. To every day. And I wanted to call it something like the morning shift, which is like the morning crew, where it's just about them destroying these monsters that appear. And then they carry like this little badge on top that I drew, just a little placeholder. But I want to have it that all of a sudden, after they kill one of the creatures, and this has been going on for like maybe a few hundred years now. All of a sudden, when the portal opens up, instead of saying that a new monster is arriving, it says a new player has entered. And this time, instead of a monster coming out, it's another human. But this human, what's the word without sounding cringy? He has aura, right? And this portal doesn't open up just in Seattle. One portal opens up in every country around the world. So there'll be like these operators or people who operate to fight these, like in Japan or in India or in, like in any country basically. But again, for the first time in history, a portal opened up everywhere in each country and introduced a new player in each world. And that's the inciting incident that starts off the story. That's all I have so far. What do you think? What would you add? What do you think? Oh, everybody has powers. Obviously, right? It's a comic. Everybody has powers. I don't know how
Like every
to.
single person.
No, no, no. I mean, every single person can have powers, but they're all at a different. What's the word? Strength level. You're born. Everybody's born at 0, and as you get older, it goes up by 1. But you can train it to become even more powerful. You can either concentrate your ability in you, right? Like say like you have fire powers. You can either concentrate your firepower with you, like shooting it from your hand, putting it in your arms. Or a lot of people, maybe people in this world, find it easier to concentrate their powers into objects. And a lot of people, because it's easier, use objects. And maybe let's use ranking systems, right? If you could only use your powers in weapons, maybe you're just like a lead in this organization. But if you're someone who has like not only good skill but can use it to amplify your own body, maybe you become a supervisor. Does that make sense? Just like
Mm-hmm.
just like a normal power scaling kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah,
All right, hit me with something. Add on to it.
yeah. Okay. Um, don't take this the wrong way, but um, the premise is a little bit similar to solo leveling right now,
Yuck.
where you have this world that has normalized having monsters in it and hunters, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. I don't think solo leveling did it correctly, so I think it's still on the building bricks. It sounds very fun. I like the idea that you can train your powers because it's always cringe to see like stories about the chosen ones. Like, oh no, I just appear in the world, everything started to change. Like, I kind of don't like those stories. I mean, it's not that not fun. It's just they're a little bit just repetitive, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been too many so far. I really want to see a story about just a guy that thinks differently, and that is the changer.
Ooh, okay. Okay, I have another story idea when I was in high school. Who's
Mm-hmm.
they were okay. This is not gonna be part of the story, but here's an idea. I had a story when I was in high school called Home, and the whole premise is when there's these domes, and inside these domes you get eternal life, you get eternal peace. But every child born inside a dome has to leave that dome, and they go into the wastelands. And outside the wastelands, there's like monsters flying in the sky. There's monsters on the ground. There's monsters in the sea. And their whole premise is they have to go around the world and collect these artifacts. And these artifacts is like a kit that creates their own dome. And then they'll have eternal life, but then they'll have to send out their kids. But one of the things is when they go out the dome, they meet the creator of that world. And they're like, give me an ability. Someone says fire, someone says strength, someone says speed. But our main character says he wants to have uh, be able to have manipulate energy, right? Which is a very vague term because they knew this ability that they want was gonna come, but one of the things he thought of is the definition of energy, and in the world, whatever you define as this construct is how you're able to use it. So the main character, not only does he has energy, right? He can not only can he like shoot like a blast, but he's also able to take life energy from plants, Not only is he able to do that, he's also able to store energy off of like kinetic energy and potential energy and what's the word? Like in you seen Black Panther, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
Like if
the
he gets hit, he's able to take that energy and put it into his body. But later on, he's able. The more he's understanding physics and the more he's understanding what real energies and matter, he's able to manipulate reality. Basically, he just becomes overpowered. It's something like that. Is that what you're trying to say? Like, it's more about what's inside your mind than what's in what your ability is.
yeah. Like I'm saying it like that, but I think you took another term. I'm referring is like let's just say it's just a regular guy training like everybody else, having the same limitations, the same powers, the same everything, but it's just the way he thinks, the way he approaches problems and comes up with the solutions that is different like everybody
Oh,
else.
like his
For
mind,
example,
like Deku.
yeah, yeah, in the Heal, dude,
Yeah,
no.
that's what Deku does. But I'm sorry.
The whole point of Deku is being the chosen one, dude.
No,
What do
it's
you
not.
mean? Yes, it is,
No,
dude.
it's
Okay,
not. Okay,
we're
okay.
not
Let's
gonna
get.
get into that.
All right, go
We're
ahead, go
not
ahead,
gonna
go
get
ahead.
into
Yeah,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah.
What I'm saying is, for example, let's just say in the world you're making right now, everybody's just used to it. You even call it the morning shift. Everybody just sees at work. You said 7 a.m., then 5 p.m., 3 p.m., or something like that.
It's basically the normal work hour. People, your 7 a.m.
Okay,
shift,
so
7 to 3, 3 to 11, and then 11 to 3. So it's just like 3 times a day.
oh yeah, so it's basically just so normalized that it's just another shift from work. It's just another profession.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what if this main character that you're working on just doesn't see it as a profession, like it starts to see it as a game and start approaching it as a game, you know?
Hmm.
Like instead of like
Wouldn't that
just seeing
push it into the
problems at work. Wait, go on.
Wouldn't that make it push it back into the realm of solar leveling? Because isn't that video game based?
No, you're right. That is a yes. Because the premise of solo leveling is that no, the premise of solo leveling is that it's kind of the same. There's portals that you go in, you farm things and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And the only difference with the main character and the other people is that the main character can level up. But in the world you're making, everybody can level up.
Yes. But how
Yeah,
could we?
what
How
I'm
could we?
trying to say is like he says it instead of like work, he sees it more like an adventure and tries to immerse himself in the world of the monsters, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because there is a reason why the monsters are being pushed in by a giant hand. A giant hand implies that there is something humanoid, something intelligent,
Mm-hmm.
throwing all these monsters into the cities for a reason, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So the guy, instead of like just being like a garbage man, instead of like, oh, we just pick up garbage, he's like, but why they're throwing garbage into their world, you know?
Yeah.
Like he wants to get closer, the institution he works in doesn't want to, and that starts to collide a little bit, you know? That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, what if the main character just approaches the job differently than everybody else's? And that's
Mm-hmm.
the kickstarter for the world to starting to change. Instead of him having like overpower ability, like oh he can just he can just copy everybody else's abilities or something like that. He just the way he just has a normal ass power, dude. Not even that powerful. He just sees the world in such a different way that it starts to change the reasoning why and the mind of the people surrounding him. You know, kind of like a leader mentality.
Hmm. Okay.
You know, he inspires people that are already see this world as these monsters as just givens, just oh no, this has been happening for thousands of years, so why we're gonna change now, you know?
Yeah.
I was trying to get that something like that, you know, because it is bound to happen. There's a character that is gonna be like, dude, why is there a giant human hand just pushing monsters onto us. Monsters that probably cause a lot of destruction, and a lot of
Mm.
hardship. Like, why is this happening? And the and living in a world where nobody's just questioning that, everybody just goes with the flow. It's kind of driving him insane a little bit. It's like, dude, why is nobody else just questioning this?
Yeah, yeah. That makes sense.
Kind of like that.
All right, how about this? How do you okay, let me spit this. So you know how I mentioned, or you didn't tell me. Okay, you didn't tell me about the what you thought about the premise of the hand instead one day instead of
Oh no,
saying
dude,
go ahead.
the hand dropping a player one day, that is awesome, dude. That is a reason to change. That is like a huge news. If this never happened before,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna like in this world, like it, like just dropping monsters and then just drops a human and calls it a player. That is gonna that is gonna make tremors, because that's gonna make people question. And even the institutions that work in this monster cleaning job is gonna question them themselves. Like, why is it player?
Yeah. So okay, what? Okay, not I was gonna suggest this. I like that
Hmm.
he wants something to change. He wants it to be different. Hold on, let me write this. New player. So what if his whole thing, right, is yeah, he's wondering why things never change or why people are just okay with the status quo.
Hmm.
And maybe one day something just snaps on him. Or you know when you're at work and you're just fucking tired of your coworkers and you feel like you're just gonna snap. What if
Yeah.
that's him one day, and then he's like, "Fuck it." He's like 1v1ing one of these monsters, and instead of fighting it, he starts to talk to it, right? And this creature at first is like it's belligerent. It doesn't know what it's talking about. It's ignoring him. But the guy keeps talking to it more and more, and then all of a sudden you see the monster stop and just stare at him and start listening. And maybe we hear one of the monsters talk for the first time. And then maybe his supervisors or the higher ups see this happening and they just come in and kill the monster. And then he gets like in trouble, right? He gets reprimanded or he gets reported. And they're gonna fire him for doing something so stupid. And then that very next day, when they're waiting for the thing to happen again, this time because he tried to talk to it, or there's the hand sees that there's something curious about this new creature or this person, instead of dropping a villain or monster, it drops a new player. The question would be why and what is that? What does that mean?
Dude, okay. You actually, that is brilliant, and actually gave me a super dope idea.
Let's hear. Let's hear.
What what if uh, people notice that the monsters change? The monsters that are dropped into the world
Mm-hmm.
change based on the way you last eliminated them. For example, as technology goes on, obviously, I'm assuming first they started with swords, with fucking sticks, rocks, medieval weapons, and all of that. And as it started advancing, the monsters start becoming tankier, like slash resistant, and all of that. And people were starting to wonder. And some countries in the world actually started using advanced weaponry against them, and
Mm-hmm.
the monsters became such a powerful, so powerful, such a problem that those continents are like no humans allowed anymore. It's just run full of
Mm.
monsters.
No, like the
You know?
ones who failed to.
Yeah, the continents who failed to repel the monster.
Oh, that's true because if someone's not killing them, then they're just
Yep,
stacking every day. Ooh, okay, you're
exactly.
cooking. You're cooking. Okay,
Yeah,
but
and
okay,
these monsters
but
as like
go ahead.
heavily armored, dude. They're bulletproof. They're fucking missile proof, because the people that try to eliminate them were using such advanced weaponry that the monsters coming out, they were just insanely overpowered.
Yeah.
That's why our main characters in these main cities are just using swords, katanas, fucking throwing knives or shit like that. No guns, no fucking.
So it stops them from evolving.
Yeah, exactly.
I like
They
that.
just have their
Okay,
powers,
hold
and
on.
that the powers are the ones that overpower the monsters, like armor, slashing resistance, and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And because our main character tried talking to the monster, that's why they dropped a monster that can comprehend and talk back.
But then that issue is that guy, the creature didn't die because of the speech.
No, no, yeah, it didn't die because of the speech, but the speech
Evolved
stopped
it.
the creature. You know, because you were saying
Okay.
the guy tried talking to the beast, and at first the beast didn't fucking know what to do. He was just attacking, attacking, attacking. The guy kept talking, 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 and the beast attacks started getting slower. It started taking more time between attacks. Then just fully stops and sits down and starts listening to the guy. And that's when the agency kills the beast by surprise. And
Mhm.
that's like the evolved tipping, because the guy used speech to like confuse the beast, to use stay uh, put it in place.
Okay.
So what they're doing now is dropping something that can understand and talk like a human, so he can fight while talking.
Okay. Okay. So now the question is, instead of, will they kill this new creature? Because instead of saying like new monster summon or whatever, right? Whatever they're gonna say when they summon a new one. This time it says new player. So do they kill it?
Yeah, what's gonna happen now? Because it's easy to kill a monster that doesn't look like a human at all.
Mm-hmm.
That's just easy to disconnect. But are they willing to kill something that kind of looks like a human?
Mm-hmm. And then it has to go through the whole moral process of, do we kill it or not?
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Let me draw that scene real quick. Yeah, I draw that little scene. Maybe he has him in an alleyway, and maybe when he's trying to talk to him, he's not directly talking to it. Maybe it's like having a conversation with himself as he's talking to
Oh,
it. Does
he's
that?
just ranting.
Yeah, like maybe he's like, "Do you hate this? Do you do this because this is your living? Do you have goals? Do you have affection for life or stuff like that? Like, we kill you guys,
Yeah.
but we never think deeper beyond this point, blah blah, blah, right?" And then maybe when it's asking those questions, that's when it finally listens. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Hmm. I like that. So, what do you think? The chat is disconnected. What happened over there?
Wait,
What
what?
What do you think? I don't know. My thing said chat is disconnected. That's fine. I don't think I
No,
even
it's
have
just your
chatters.
shit.
But what will be? What do you think the fate? Because I want this. Because one of the other things is I want this. One of the things I don't like about, I love Jujutsu Kaisen. I love how complicated and detailed the power system is. I love the narrator. I really like the narrator of JJK. But one of the things I don't like about JJK is they have this and it's a lot about a lot of things, right? They have this whole power system, yet it's always just their country. Does that make sense? They're like, oh,
Yeah.
Sato Gojo is a strong sorcerer. Okay, what about the sorcerers over there? What about the sorcerers over in the other countries, right? And then that's one of the things I also want to do is I don't want these events to just happen in one country. I want them to happen around the world. Does that make sense? And then maybe that's how we get like different archetypes of characters and like cool designs. Like maybe when this creature gets in, the top brasses of each country come to inspect it, and maybe there's like genie-based power systems and stuff, like a person with a genie ability. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, yeah. I see what you're trying to say. Yeah, and that would make it more interesting that the powers are heavily based on one culture and all of that. Like in the US, would be more like um, I don't want to say witches and all of that. I will say like a little bit of combination, a little bit of a combination of like you know a little bit of native put in there, a little bit of um,
Different
fuck.
cultures. Yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, no, no,
I was
no.
thinking the same.
Was the European? Because Europeans came to America and all of that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like a combination of the two.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like you don't have outright like fucking like love for the queen and all of that. You just have like powers that are more like you still use those swords, those like type of dark souls swords and all of that. But the powers are more like nature based,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
hinting of Native American culture, and where the Europeans are more like more religious in base, like their faith is what moves their powers,
Yeah,
and something like that.
I agree. I think being able to bring all these different cultures would be a good, not only good for like inclusivity, but good for designs and a good for new power system that people don't really think about.
Yeah,
Because what does everybody have nowadays? The Dragon Balls, right? Key blasts or fire punches, stuff like that. I fuck with it. Fuck with it. What other ideas you got?
other
What
ideas I
what
have.
message do you think could be told with a story like this? Like, what is this? What do you think this story is trying to tell?
I mean, in the political climate we're living right now, I think will be not to satisfy your entire worldview with the status quo. There's always someone out there with a different worldview,
Mm-hmm.
and just deepening yourself into your basically being in an echo chamber is not a healthy thing to do. Just because we have been doing the same thing 1,000 years doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. Something like that.
Something like that. There's a start. There's a start to that. What do you think? I got like 7 minutes for I have to leave. What do you think should be the fates, or what's a big? What do you see ending being like the end goal for these characters, or what's
I
something
mean,
that they can be
obviously,
moving forward to?
I think the end goal of everybody in the world is just to stop the portals. Is for the portals to stop dropping monsters. Because obviously it will be something scary if you're just waking up, dude, at 7 a.m. and you just go to your window and you see the fucking people in suits with swords with magic powers just fighting a fucking beholder. You're like, oh, it's a normal Monday, dude.
It's normal Monday. Okay.
Yeah,
The
I, I
stop.
I think I think one good ending that this whole thing could have is like the reason why there portals is because there's a lot of like countries that are using this mystical power. That's from powers come from. They're using this mystical power to use, power machinery, power like in nuclear plants and all of that, and just it's just a big cover up. And that's why the hand is dropping monsters because it's trying to recover its own power.
Hmm.
It's like
So like Mother Nature.
yeah, 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 yeah. Mother Nature is trying to reclaim what is hers, but because we're humans, we're like, no, dude, we need this more than you. And kind of like being the hubris, being overly confident on ourselves. And I think a good like thing that could happen is like the main character having like Edward moment from Full Metal, like, dude, are you willing to sacrifice your powers just to become a normal human? It's like, no, dude, I always been a normal human. What do you mean?
Oh, I like
That
that.
would be something cool because I don't see that a lot in manga or in anime.
So the ending to these is to everybody to give up the powers.
Basically, yeah. I mean, if the powers are being used, kind of like let's say this nucleus of power is being used also to power electricity, to power like public transport, power plants, and all of that. Because it's like greener than using fossil fuels. Like it's a better solution, but it's not also a good solution because it's fucking dropping monsters in the middle of the city.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Okay.
I think that will give the organizations the antagonism we're looking for. Like, dude, you are stealing power from something that is not yours. Like we have resources in this earth to use power of our things, and you using this because it's a convenience. And you've been lying to everybody about this, about the origin of powers, the origin of the portals, like because the organization knows. That's
Mm-hmm.
why they're trying to stop the character from talking to the monsters.
Oh, yeah, I like that. So
Yeah,
could it be something tied back to like lineage, right? You know how people ask spirits for like favors, right? Or at least I've heard in
mm-hmm.
Mexico, like they make pacts with demons and whatever. What if back when there was us tribes, people were in huts, bows and arrows, right? People would make deals with spirits, but at some point, the humans stop fulfilling the requirements. Does that make sense? And they figured out if you have children while you have these abilities, then your children will be born with these abilities. So they're kind of just, it's like a long contract they've had with these bloodlines. And like you said, all they have to do is go in and turn in their abilities for it all to stop.
Oh, dude, kind of like the first Avatar. Do you remember that story
Yeah,
about
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
giant
yeah.
turtles
I
giving
do,
the
I do.
powers to the humans,
Yeah.
so that they can go hunting in the spirit world,
Yeah, like
and when
that.
they came back, they gave the powers back. Oh, dude, yeah, that's good. That's good.
Let me put that down. Write that down, write that down. Borrowed power failed to return. So enough time has passed by that people just think these abilities belong to them.
Yeah, they're just birthrights. Oh, that's a cool name, a birthright.
Oh, there you go. Power system name. Humans believe the power belong to them. Birthright. Okay, I fuck with that. I fuck with that. So, question: should this new player, right, be like, do they know where they come from? Are they fully knowledgeable of the world beyond the portals, or are they just like made for this event and they only know like surface level information? Like if they tried to interrogate him, would it be like, "Can we stop these?" He could be like, "Yes." How? He's like, "I don't know." You know what I mean? like a little ex machina or a plot device to move the story forward.
Hmm, that's a good question. I think the new players should be reluctant to speak, you know, until the main character like convince them to spew a few words.
So maybe the new player refuses to talk to anybody besides the main
The new
character.
character. More like the nobody's trying to speak with them. You know, the organization just wants to get rid of it. But the when everybody hears the new player, like everybody just rush into it to see what's going on, and you see the organization dropping top hunters in. I'm sorry, I'm calling them hunters. That's not a definitive. They just keep dropping like the employees into them until the guy comes
I like the
and tries
employees.
to speak.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think employees is just more right, especially if like it's just like shifts and all,
Mhm.
you know, and until the guy comes in, the organization is trying to stop him, but he just slips through the defenses, goes to the monster, and the monster obviously attacks it first until the main character tries to speak. That's when the monster like comes to a full stop. It's like when the main character is like, "Why do you do this? What's going on? Why you look like a human right now?" And the monster obviously doesn't speak, doesn't move, doesn't do anything until we need like a certain question that is like vague enough for it to prompt a response, but the response needs to be vague enough as well, you know, like to keep the veil of mystery going. But like, it's like, dude, what's that response? What does that mean? Like, does it tie to my question? Like something like that, you know?
Mm. What could that question be? Like right now, all I'm thinking is human preconceived like notions of what how because like if he appears right,
Mm-hmm.
maybe they're just trying to no one's talking to it. They're just attacking. But then maybe someone's like, "What are you?" Blah blah blah, and he's just dodging and not speaking. But when the guy shows up, he sees that it's understanding, but it's not talking. And when you want to talk to somebody, what's the first thing you do?
You introduce yourself.
You introduce yourself. Yes, sir. Could that be what starts it off, or what gets the plot moving at that point?
Yeah, that could be really interesting.
Okay. Okay. Oh shit. All right. That's about all the time I have for now. I like what we have so far. I think it's very
Yeah, that
entertaining.
was fun, dude.
Maybe I'll be on tomorrow, and then maybe tomorrow we can like work chapter one. What should chapter one have? You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
maybe I'll draw a little bit of pages, some concept art while we're talking about it. Yeah, but that was really fun. Thank you for being here, Zed.
Hell yeah,
I
dude.
appreciate that.
Yeah, no
It
problem.
was a lot of it was great. And chat, thanks for watching.